Okay, today we'll be doing kind of two different things. We're going to be learning about standard form, and then we're also learning about how to find x and y intercepts. And so the first thing, finding intercepts, fairly easy. To find my y-intercept, I am going to make x equals 0. And then to find my x-intercept, I'm going to make my y equal to 0. It just kind of makes sense when we do it, because when I make x 0, the only variable left is y, so that's going to find my y-intercept. When I make my y equal to 0, my only variable left will be x, and so I'm going to find out, that'll be to find my x-intercept. So with both these problems, I'm going to find my x and y-intercepts. So with this first one, I'm going to find my x-intercept. And so again, to find my x-intercept, I'm going to make y equal to 0. And so I'm just going to go ahead and plug a 0 in for my y. So I'm going to go 2x minus 3, again, parentheses y is equal to 6. And so what happens here is 3 times 0 is 0, so I have nothing left here. So I'm left with 2x is equal to 6. After that, then I can just go ahead and solve for x. So I can divide both sides by 2 and get that my x-intercept is equal to 3. The way that I want to show this is by the ordered pair. So my x-intercept, my x is 3, and then I also know that my y was 0. So my x is 3, my y is 0, so I'm going to show that as an ordered pair. That's going to be the ordered pair 3, 0. Do the same thing to find my y-intercept. So to find my y-intercept, I'm going to make x equal to 0. And so same thing, I'm going to go ahead and plug in a 0 for x, so 2 times 0 minus 3y is equal to 6. So 2 times 0 gives me nothing left, so I have negative 3y is equal to 6. Divide both sides by negative 3, and I get y is equal to negative 2. So again, my y-intercept is going to be this ordered pair. I've got a y of negative 2 and an x of 0, so it's going to be the ordered pair 0, negative 2. There's my y-intercept, there's my x-intercept. Same thing with the next problem. First thing I'm going to find my x-intercept first. So my x-intercept, I'm going to make y equal to 0. And so I get 3x minus 4 times 0 is equal to 12. This disappears, I'm left with 3x is equal to 12. So I can divide both sides by 3 and get x is equal to 4. Again, make sure that I show this in an ordered pair. So I get the ordered pair 4, 0. To find my y-intercept, do the same thing, except now x is 0. And so I get 3 times 0 minus 4y is equal to 12. So I get negative 4y is equal to 12. Divide both sides by negative 4 and get y is equal to negative 3. Again, it's an ordered pair. I've got x is 0, y is negative 3, and so it's the ordered pair 0, negative 3. Those are my two intercepts. The next thing that I have is standard form. So with standard form, go ahead and circle standard form. I want my x and y on one side of my equation, and then I want the regular number, just the constant term, which is just a number, on the other side. And I want all my numbers to be integers, meaning they're not fractions or decimals. So I want to get rid of fractions or decimals and have x and y on the same side of the equal sign. And so what I can do is, the way that I'll do this is, the first thing that I'll do is I'll distribute or combine my like terms. The second thing is, if there's a fraction, I want to get rid of the fraction by multiplying all terms by the denominator. And then the last thing, the third thing, is I want to get my x and y over to the same side. So with the first problem, distribute, combine like terms. There's nothing to distribute. There are no like terms to combine. So if there's a fraction, I want to get rid of the fraction by multiplying all the numbers, all the terms on both sides of the equation by the denominator. So the 5 is on the denominator, so I'm going to multiply every single term on both sides by 5. So I get 5y is equal to, when I do 2/5 times 5, I get 2x minus 15. So my second step, I've gotten rid of my fraction, so what I want to do with my last step is get my x and y over to the same side. And so I'm going to subtract this 2x over to the other side. One thing with standard form is I kind of want it to be particular. I want the x to come first, the y second, and then my constant term on the other side. So if I look at these right now, the x it's a negative 2x, it's a positive 5y, and this is a negative 15. So make sure when I write my next step, it's a negative 2x, it's a positive 5y, and it's a negative 15 on the other side. This is the standard form of an equation. With the second one, again, what I want to do is I want to distribute first, so I can get y plus 4 is equal to 2/3 x plus, and the easiest way to do this, since we're going to get rid of the fractions anyway with our next step, is I can just go ahead and multiply 2/3 by 5. So when I do 2/3 times 5, it's the same thing as multiplying it by 5 over 1, and I can multiply my tops and multiply my bottoms. So it gives me 10/3. So here this would be 10 over 3. So the easiest way to do this is I can actually multiply right now to get rid of my fraction before I do anything else, so I don't have to add or subtract with fractions. So again, what I want to do is these both have a denominator of 3, and so I want to multiply everything on both sides of an equation. So I'm going to have 4 separate multiplications multiplying by 3. So I get 3y plus 12 is equal to 2/3 times 3 gives me 2x plus 10/3 times 3 gives me 10. I want to move my all my numbers over to the right hand side, so I get 3y is equal to 2x minus 2, and then I want to move my x and y over to the same side, so minus the 2x over here. Again, I want to stress the importance of this. So when I subtract this 2x over to the other side, I want to make sure this is a negative 2x, it's a minus 2x, this is a positive 3y, and this is a negative 2. So they need to stay that way when I write it in standard form. Oops. So it's negative 2x plus 3y is equal to negative 2. That's my standard form equation. Over on the back side of the notes, kind of combining these things into one problem. So with the first one, again, I'm going to distribute first. So I get y minus 4 is equal to 1/2 x minus 3 halves. Remember, 1/2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 over 1. Multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. Then I can multiply everything to get rid of the fraction. So in this case, my denominator is 2 in my equation, so I'm going to multiply each number by 2 on both sides. So I get 2y minus 8 is equal to 1x minus 3. Again, the way I got it on the right-hand side, since I'm multiplying multiplying both those terms by 2, the 2 on the top and the 2 on the bottom cancel out, and I'm just left with the number that's on the top. So here I'm going to add the 8 over to the other side. Get 2y is equal to 1x plus 5, and then subtract the 1x over to the other side. Again, negative 1x, positive 2y, positive 5. So I'm going to go negative 1x plus 2y is equal to 5. From there, then I can find my x and y intercepts. Again, with my x-intercept, I'm going to make y equal to 0. So I'm going to go negative 1x plus 2 times 0 is equal to 5. So I get negative 1x is equal to 5. X is equal to negative 5. Remember, I always want to display this as an ordered pair. So it's the ordered pair. X is negative 5, y is 0. And so it would be the ordered pair, negative 5, 0. with the other one to find my y-intercept. I'm going to make my x equal to 0. So I get negative 1 times 0 plus 2y is equal to 5. So I get 2y is equal to 5, and divide both sides by 2. So y is equal to 2.5. Again, an ordered pair. X is 0, y is negative 2.5. Or sorry, positive 2.5. So it's the ordered pair 0, 2.5. Those are my x and my y-intercept after I get my equation in standard form. Then I'm going to erase this, so if you haven't finished writing it down, pause the video. Then with the last one, again, same thing. Distribute that 3/4 into the parentheses, get y plus 2 is equal to 3/4 x plus, let's see, it's going to be 9/4. Again, 3 times 3 is 9, and then over top of 4 still. 4 is my denominator in both of these, and so I'm going to go ahead and multiply everything by 4. So I get 4y plus 8 is equal to 3x plus 9. Subtract the 8 over to the other side, get 4y is equal to 3x plus 1. Subtract the 3x to get negative 3x plus 4y is equal to 1. That's my standard form equation, and then from there I can go ahead and find my x and y intercepts. So my x-intercept is when y is equal to 0, negative 3x plus 4 times 0 is equal to 1. So negative 3x is equal to 1. Divide both sides by negative 3. So x is equal to negative 1/3. Again, show it as an ordered pair, which is the ordered pair of negative 1/3, 0. The next one, I'm going to find my y-intercept, which is when I make x equal to 0. So I go negative 3 parentheses 0 plus 4y is equal to 1. So 4y is equal to 1. Divide both sides by 4 and get y is equal to 1/4. Again, that's going to be the ordered pair, 0, 1/4.